Good morning, everybody. Back out here on the 66. We are working on a couple things today. Hopefully going to get the floor on the A-pillar here, the driver's side A-pillar, get the floor all reset and treated, encapsulated for rust. Everything that needs to be done there so we can begin to start putting that back together this next week. I'm going to be making some parts to get different pieces fitted in there. That's the plan. The other thing I'm hoping to do is, as I've been looking at my hoop, I really want to add a little bit of structural support down to the bottom of here. So I'm working on figuring out how I'm going to do that, whether I just take a piece of material over, tie it in here, or if I just come down and grab it. Haven't quite decided yet, but we're going to look at that and figure out how we're going to do that as well. So those are the couple things I'm planning on doing, including finishing the paint on my pedal assembly and starting to get that wrapped up so that we can get that rebuilt and ready to go back in the truck. So a couple things on the list. We're going to take you along and show you how it goes. All right, making another template. I'll end up with at least 2 pieces in this A-pillar, and then my third piece out here. I still got to rust encapsulate some of the inside of this and treat it so that I don't have to worry about it down the road. But I'm going to make up my next pillar, or my next template here. So one of the things that I'm trying to learn how to do and do better is when I'm making templates, making them slightly larger than what I need, and then taking the time to cut them down. I tend to try and get them accurate or get them right the first time, and then I end up making them just a little bit too small. So trying to adjust that and work on letting them be a little too big to start with. And I can cut them down and get them perfect later. I did not make this one very much too big. It is actually quite snug already. We'll go with that because I can take this. I'm going to use this because I can trim up this face just a little bit more in here. I'm going to go make us a part. Okay, kids, on to the next piece here. I'm going to get this one tack welded in. Then I'm going to do some finish grinding out here and get all this dialed in and looking really good. So that's the plan. I'm going to turn on my other camera, show what I'm doing. All right, guys, update here on what we're doing with the truck. I've got the first inner core tack welded in. I don't have it all done. And it, if you could see in there, you'll see that back in here, I'm not getting a great weld on that. I can't reach it. I am going to be able to weld it from the other side when we get the cab set back up. I'll go in through the door hinge and get the back side of it done a little bit better. But Chris can show you right here. I've got this kind of tack welded in. A couple little spots I've gotten too hot, so I've been adjusting the welder back. But we got that one done. And then here's the next piece. I've got this all set. Here's the next piece that's going in. It's too hot to really play with, but you can see it. It's going to fit right there. I've got it trimmed up, and it'll just barely fits in there. I've got to drill out a couple of holes right here on this side for my spot welds that I'm going to do on the back side of this. And once I get this inner one all the way welded in, giving it a chance to cool down, because sheet metal, you got to take your time and again, learning how to do this. So we'll get that done and get this welded in, get it all painted up. And then I finally get to put in my floor piece that all of this started with. And he is just about ready to go in. Once I get all these inner pieces done, it's going to fit. It's going to look great. It's going to work awesome, and we're going to have those holes in the floor fixed. So we'll keep the camera rolling, and you can watch as we make progress. All right, we got a couple hours of work in here. As you can see, I've got the inner plate done down here on the bottom. This is still hot. Still got to grind it off. I've got a couple of gnarly welds in there that I'm going to grind down. But you can see that I've got all this, the inner plate in, pretty much welded in. I'll probably find a couple of holes in there that I got to fill in, finish up, and letting it cool now. I've got it all welded up. This plate, the filler panel for this, I still need to adjust a little bit. It's not perfect yet, but I want to get all this finished first and get it covered with some paintable primer, get it kind of cleaned up and sealed up. and I'm running out of time to do that today. So now I got to switch my attention to the Chevelle because we got to get it cleaned up and washed up because we are excited, but we're going to a car show. All right, well, we ran out of time for today. Just taking the time of welding and doing all that. Got some other stuff to do this afternoon, so we're going to go get on that. And includes cleaning up some cars and cleaning up our parking lot, and just getting the house kind of ready for a weekend event. Family coming over and hanging out doing that. So I'm looking forward to it and can't wait to show you guys what we're getting done. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all the stuff you do to support us. We really do appreciate it, and we will see you guys next time. See you later. All right, back out in the shop on the 66, but I just want to take a moment and say what I really appreciate about my son and my family. My dad was over here today. We're helping my pastor, Brad, fix a motor. He had a head gasket go on a really, really old motor, and so we're actually swapping out a motor for him. And it's a lot of work. We've been at this most of the day today. Probably going to be a good part of the day tomorrow, and we'll see if we can get it all done. But I just appreciate the opportunity that we have doing this Freeze Garage thing, working in the shop, and having the skill set and the tools to be able to do this, to be able to help other people. So thanks to Tim and my dad and a good friend Ben, who came out and put in some hours today. Just appreciate you guys and the opportunity we have to give back to people. So thanks a lot. Really appreciate that. And now on to the 66. Excited about where we're at today. I'm going to do some grinding, hopefully do some finishing up here, check my welds and see if I have any other welds I need to get to make that thing perfect. So that's the plan. Gonna turn on the camera and show you what I'm doing. All right, hey, important safety note. I'm gonna show you some remnants of a fire that I started. And that's just what's left over, still burning after I tried to put it out. But the area that it burnt in and then it started a fire in is quite a troubling spot, because it was in here where I had a can of penetrating oil and a bunch of old leaves and a whole bunch of stuff that burnt really, really well. So when I came around after taking a break from my work of welding, I came out and found the can on fire. I don't know if you can see this, but it was burning. And I had flames about yay so tall inside my cab, on the inside where I couldn't see it. So anyway, safety precaution. Again, know about it. Sometimes you get lazy and you cut corners because you're in a hurry, and that's what I did. I did not clean up the inside of the cab where I knew there was some combustible stuff, and I was dropping sparks inside. Didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Turns out it was. But so let me show you where I got today. Got to wrap it up, go inside, start getting dinner ready, and but here is where we're at. I still need to drill a couple holes here to do the spot welds, but I've got this tacked in, and it's looking good. Heat's out of it. It's actually a little warm up in here. I blew through right here. I've got some really thin metal. I may have to cut out and do another small patch up here to capture that. But that'll be easy to do now that we've got all this in. But as you can see, it's lined up really well. I mean, the edges are just came out perfect. So very excited about that. It's going to look good. And from the inside, we'll go look at it in here, and we can see. Yeah, she's lining up really good. This is going to weld up nice from the inside too. So that's probably where I'll switch to after I get done. Now that I've got it tacked in, is I'll probably switch to the inside, clean up in here, and come in and weld the thing in. So, and then I can see, yeah, I can see where some of my thinner metal's at, and areas that I may have to add in. So I've still got some a little hole here, a bigger hole here, a bigger hole, and then an even bigger hole back there to patch. A couple of small patch pieces, and then I've still got to go over and work on that other side. The other side of the cab's got a couple of spots that are going to need a little work as well. So I'll have to cut in, clean that out, and place some metal in there. Probably part of that floor pan, I'm guessing, once I get this out, because that seems to be a major rust area we're going to have to address as well. But anyway, making good progress, and very happy with where we're at today and everything that we got done. So I'll check in with you guys later. I'm just about ready to wrap up the floor panel repair and put the cab mount back onto this side, the driver's side. As you can see today, my goal is clean all this up, get the material around here cleaned up so I can actually get it painted, treated, and then start prepping to put the cab mount back on this side. And we'll see how the day goes. If I get past that, great. If not, then we'll jump in and start on the other mount later. And then I've got, like I've shown you before, I've got still a couple other spots. I got this big one here to do. Got to do the same on the other side. You can't see it, but it's rusted out pretty good. And then there's a couple of small floor holes down in here that I'm going to address. And then we'll be ready. We'll be ready to throw some primer on the bottom, get this whole cab cleaned up, primer the bottom, seal it up good, and then set it back on the truck and start assembling this. The goal here is to reassemble the truck, make sure everything works before I go too crazy, because I don't know what other modifications or things I might have to adjust on the truck. So I'm going to try and get it running first before I do a bunch of the final, final paint and locking everything in. So that's the plan. I'll take you along. All right, guys, so we got the floor panel in to the 66. Next, we're going to be moving on to the firewall, and I'll be showing you some of the work that we're going to do on that. But that's all we got for this week, so that'll be the end of our video. Sure appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the things that you do to help us and support our channel. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks.